Welcome to Beat Diabetes, where we provide information, encouragement, and hope for all who struggle with diabetes. On today's program, we'll be talking about the lie, the big lie that keeps diabetics diabetic and costs them sometimes their legs, their kidneys, and their vision. All right, let's move along. Here is a woman that has a critical word for me, although she tempers it by saying that she likes my videos. So I appreciate that, and I'm not going to slam her for having a criticism, but I am going to defend myself a little bit. So here we go. She says, I like your videos, but this one, speaking of my famous banana versus candy bar, I eat 2 bananas, 2 candy bars, and the candy bars didn't jack my blood sugar up as high as the bananas did. And that's been kind of an eye-opener for a lot of people. But she didn't like that video. She says this one was not very smart. What you should be promoting is the benefit of eating, let's say, half a banana for breakfast or a snack, which shouldn't do harm. We all know exactly what happens when you eat bananas in high portions. Well, yeah. She says you'd have to be an idiot to eat 2 bananas when you're trying to control diabetes. So she says, I wasn't impressed with this video, but I'll keep watching because some of your videos are great. Well, I appreciate that. But let me defend myself a little bit here. And let me start by saying you are missing the point. I wasn't eating 2 bananas because I was trying to suggest that every diabetic should be eating 2 bananas. I was trying to make a comparison about their ability to raise blood sugar. And to me, that's everything. How potent is a food in its ability to raise my blood sugar? I care about that more than the nutrition, more than how much vitamin C is in it, more than how much calcium is in it. What I number one look at, because I can find all kinds of ways to get nutrition. I can eat salads and so forth. But what I look at above everything else is how high are you going to raise my blood sugar? Just like some people are suspicious of everybody, and they meet someone new and they're thinking, okay, are you a good guy or are you a bad guy? Are you going to hurt me or are you going to help me? They're suspicious. Well, I'm that way with food until I figure out where they stand. So this was a comparison test. This had nothing to do with the idea of, well, we shouldn't eat 2 bananas. I wasn't trying to say that. Nor was I trying to say we should all be eating candy bars. I was trying to say here's a food, the candy bar, which everybody knows is bad, and here's a food, the banana, which almost everybody thinks is noble, virtuous, healthy, and wonderful. And the truth is there's no difference. I didn't even expect the banana to raise my blood sugar higher than the candy bar. I didn't expect that. I was surprised. In fact, if you watch that video, you'll notice I'm a little confused about it and had to stop and think about it to try to relate why. I think finally I had enough people give feedback and I said, yeah, I think they're right. The candy bar had fat. The chocolate had fat in it. But it was a comparison test. And one of the reasons diabetics get into all kinds of trouble is they believe a lie which says that as long as a food is natural, it's okay. Banana is natural. Candy bar is not natural. Candy bar bad, banana good. Mango is natural. Ice cream is not natural. Ice cream bad, mango good. But as a diabetic, we go beyond natural versus unnatural, and we look at how high will you raise my blood sugar? I don't care if you came from the most natural setting. You're not just a mango, you're an organic mango. You're not just an organic mango. Somebody has babied your tree and petted you and spoken positive things over you all of your little mango life. I don't care about that. I care about one thing. How high will you raise my blood sugar? And if you're going to raise it too high, I'm sorry, Mr. Mango, you're out of there. You're off the plate. You're off the menu. You're out of the diet. I don't care how pretty you look. I don't care how nice you look. You're still a problem for me. So to make this a little more vivid for you, let's think about a guy who, and I know you've heard me use this illustration before, but I'm going to change it up a little bit, so hang in there with me. He has 2 hammers that he hits himself in the head with every day. He takes turns. So alternatively, he hits himself with a brand new shiny hammer, all clean, brand new, sparkling, not a piece of dirt on it. It's in perfect condition. Brand new shiny hammer. Bam! Hits himself on the head. And then after a few hours, he hits himself with an old, rusty, smelly, stinky hammer. It's just in terrible condition. Bam! Hits himself on the head. And then the new hammer. Bam! The old hammer. Bam! The nice smelling hammer. Bam! The old stinky, rusty hammer. Bam! And finally he gets smart because he's getting headaches all the time from all this hammer hitting. So he says to himself, well, I think my headaches may be related to all these hits on the head with my hammer. So he says, I'm going to make a vow that from this day forward, from this very day, I will never use my old rusty, smelly hammer again. And he throws the old rusty hammer in the trash. And from that day forward, he only hits himself on the head with a new, shiny, sparkling hammer. Bam! 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 And guess what? He still gets headaches. Because if you're hitting yourself in the head with a hammer, it doesn't matter whether it's a shiny new hammer or an old rusty hammer, they're both going to do the same thing to you. And if you're hitting your metabolic system with a lot of sugar and a lot of carbs, it doesn't matter whether it's a mango or whether it's a Nestle's Crunch Bar, a candy bar, whether it's a piece of chocolate cake or a banana. The point is they will both hit you on the head. They will both hurt you. They will both raise your glucose, and they both need to be tossed out. He should have tossed away not only the old rusty hammer, but the new hammer as well, and just stopped hitting himself on the head. And so as diabetics, we need to get a little wise. We need to smarten up and not just follow that old, stale, worn-out advice that says natural good, unnatural bad. The truth is, natural normally is better. But when it comes to things that have a lot of sugar in them, and believe me, those fruit aren't exactly natural because they've been bred and bred again and interbred and so forth, modified until the point they've got like 5 times as much sugar as they originally had. But they still do it. So anyway, the lady says, well, that's not smart. Everybody knows you don't eat 2 bananas. I wasn't making the point of 2 bananas. I wanted to push the contrast so hard you couldn't miss it, that they both are blood sugar spikers. Both are. Both should be avoided. And no, I don't work for the Hershey's company. Okay. Okay, I guess you could almost call that a rant, couldn't you? But no, the lady was nice about it, and she said, I enjoy your videos. This one was just not too smart. I think it was smart, to tell you the truth. And apparently a lot of people have, because I've had a lot of good comments about it. If you've recently been diagnosed with diabetes and you've just discovered this channel, let me recommend that you go to our uploads page, which will give you access to every diabetic video we've posted since we began. As you work your way through all our videos, I believe you'll find the help you need. A link to our uploads page is in the description.